Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is April 4th, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor, please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump over here to these charts and see what we see. And I'll maximize this quarterly chart and what we see here on this quarterly chart. Let me zoom this back. That's like that. It should be okay. On this quarterly chart, what we see here is that it was the end of last quarter last week. We said we ended the quarter with a bearish engulfing in the right location, and we have gotten confirmation of it in the first week. And we're already down to a support 1, just about to a support 1. And will this be our bounce point, or will we come down here into the zone that I have identified where we can possibly bounce at down here? And this is based off of this demand level that I saw here, this candle coming out of here. It usually can come down into this area, or even all the way down here to maybe a support 2 level before it actually bounces. It can come all the way. It can do anything that it wants to do. It can come all the way down here to a support 3 level if it wants to bounce, or it can even go lower. But right now those would be my targets to the downside, and that's what I see. Let's go ahead and go down to the monthly chart and see what we see here. Again, it being the end of the month, end of the quarter last week, we had our confirmation of the bear market, and we had and based on my trading plan and my trading strategy, I had the confirmation of a bear market, because before the previous month we already had a bearish Harami, and then we had confirmation of that, plus it closed below the 9-10 moving average. That was more confirmation, bear market, and that's why I didn't mind. I was okay with putting out what I put out on my little videos, on my shorts, and this week we have actually gotten confirmation. Second, you got to follow through really with a lower, again with lower highs and lower lows, confirming a trend to the downside. We are at a support 2. The question is, will we go to a support 3 level and come down here in this zone before we actually bounce? Don't know. Anything can happen. We can reverse tomorrow and be above the top. But based on what I'm seeing, there's a very good chance that we could come down here. Or like I say, in the market, you have to be in a mindset where anything can happen, but you trade what's in front of you at the time. But that's what I see there. Let me go ahead and clear that up, and let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, I need to change that cursor back up. On the weekly chart, what we see here, this weekly chart, again, looking at the big picture, one of the things was that somebody had brought up that was kind of like double bottoming here in last week where we had closed that. I hadn't really paid that too much attention. I was looking more so at the bearish patterns that we had on the upper time frame. But we have broken that bottom again. And this is where some people like getting short. Again, if this market, came back up and it opened here and closed there, but it had went above there, and then if it came back down below this area and actually broke that bottom, that would have been the point where they got short at. That's one of some people trading plans and trading strategies on shorting the market. But again, we've shown that this market is continuing. This was just like I was saying. I was looking more so at this as a consolidation, and which way was it going to break? Was it going to break to the downside, or was it going to start trying to break to the upside, and really needed to break this level right here to show me that you're actually really turning around? But that's what I see there on that weekly chart. That's just that confirmation of this thing going down, and the question is now, how far down is it going to go? But let's go ahead and go down to the daily noise and wrap this on up. Take a quick look at the daily noise, and this is on the daily noise. It made it kind of very difficult to play it to the downside. Looking at this picture, unless you really had your plan set and really had your thing set where you want to get into this market to the downside, because it was really kind of funny, how it played out. This week. This was Monday. This green candle here, and this thing was looking like it was trending up. It pulled back to a level where you kind of expected to go. Then Monday it actually went a little bit lower, and then it came back up and closed into this candle. But as you can see, it never broke this top. With it never breaking that top, again, it makes it hard for you to get long. Hard for some of us to get long. If you get long, again, your stop's got to be closed down by these previous days lows, previous day low. But then it ended up gapping down on you. But this would have also been the point where to get short. If it broke this bottom and all of these candles and all, you got short. So you had a squeaky little chance right here, at this point on that high on yesterday to get short if you wasn't playing the pivots, playing a resistance 1 level and going short there, seeing that it wasn't breaking this level, and then using this as your stop, this level here as your stop and all. But that's it. That's all I really want to share, just some little details on getting short and little ways of looking at the market and how it could have been played. But I hope most of you had a good week, great week and all, and that's it. I didn't mind doing that because, again, I know some traders who did get into this thing and made the crazy money to the downside and all, and good for them, and I'll be patting them on the back. And I hope you guys had a great week. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.